So many stories, Kate. We keep forgetting how many there are. It's not an age thing. It's just that there's so many things in my... Yeah, anyway, okay. Yep. What about... Too high. You're such a humble man. I love your work. Tim, what on earth is CAP?
Yeah, CAP is Christians Against Poverty. And a lot of people have a lot of different interpretations of what our name should be and shouldn't be, but we are Christians and we are trying to alleviate poverty in Australia, and we're doing a really good job of it. And the great thing about CAP is all of our services are 100% provided by local churches around Australia. We don't do CAP through any other organisations, only through the local church.
So how does CAP and those local churches help families get lifted out of poverty?
Okay, we know from talking with a lot of our clients and just understanding media that debt and poor money management is causing a lot of heartache and grief. It's the number one reason for divorce in Australia. We're seeing so many families torn apart by debt and by poor money management. And so CAP is all about that. So we have a great budgeting course called CAP Money. It's a simple budget course. It's so easy for a church to run. On face value, it's a 3-session course teaching people to budget. On the spiritual value, it's an opportunity to connect with communities, to connect with people in your community who are doing it really tough. And there's virtually nobody offering our services for free into their local community. That's 3 opportunities to build a relationship with people. Have those people from your community come into your church, or you go to them and sit with them. Teach them how to budget. And then who knows what happens over those 3 sessions you have with them. Build connection. They come into the life of the church and one day just might give their heart to the Lord because we went and sat with them and taught them how to budget.
I think I saw a Facebook post through the week from our Devonport church where there were some connections merging there also with CAP. But what about another church that's known to some of us in this room? One Community Church. Mark, you're a part of One Community. Why did One Community get involved with CAP?
Well, I think if I think back to sort of when both Tim and Ross actually first came to One Community, I think back in about 2012, I think they first came in. But that was really off the back of one guy's passion, really, in our church. So Brendan Hughes, I'm sure some of you know Brendan. Brendan had a real heart for this ministry. And he really met with David, had a conversation with him, and that's really where it grew, I suppose.
So what does it mean for One Community to be involved with CAP?
Yeah, look, it's for me and for our church, it's extremely exciting. It's we very much see lives transformed. We are able to partner and meet with people who don't otherwise come to church, don't otherwise pray, may never have prayed before, and that is just outstanding.
And so how do you connect with these people?
So there's a couple of, as Tim mentioned, there's effectively 2 different parts of CAP. One is the debt centre. So we get clients referred to us from CAP. Clients who are in dire straits with their finances, unmanageable debt. We may have also come to know them, though, with some of our other connections in our other ministry areas. But generally, we get those referrals from directly from CAP. And then for our money management programs, CAP Money, that's for us over the last 3 years, we've run 11 courses, or our 11th course has just commenced a couple of days ago. And that's really been a mix of having people from within our church, which I think is a really important part. CAP Money course is not just for people who are in, huge financial difficulty. The course really is for anyone who wants to improve their money position or their management of their money. So we've certainly had people coming from, within our church attend our courses, and also again, outside of our church through other relationships, and that's really, I think, for me, a part which we're really wanting to focus now on the next 12 months.
You indicated a throwaway line almost about prayer a moment ago. Have you got just a short story you could tell about people who've been impacted both in a financial sense but also a spiritual sense, and the impact of prayer, say?
Yeah, look, I think, certainly, there are quite a few stories. I think from our debt centre perspective, where we do go out to people's homes and we partner with people, there was one particular client who had debt of $160,000. And her house burned down. And, there's plenty of issues, of course, obviously having to repay debt, nowhere to live, and she put in her insurance claim. And really for about 7 or 8 months, she was having some real difficulty dealing with that process. Her insurer was often suggesting that it actually may have been her contributing to that fire, so she could actually clear her debts. We obviously got involved. Our support coaches, our support coach got involved, and through that particular partnership, we actually prayed, with that client. And on the Thursday was really where that sort of first intentional prayer commenced. And keeping in mind, for 6, 7, 8 months, there had really been no progression in terms of her insurance claim. On the following Monday, her insurer contacted her to say that they would honour the claim. And, you talk about, and we all have great stories about prayer and God answering prayer, but for someone who is not, who wasn't a Christian, and who wouldn't have normally prayed, to actually see very, very fast response to that prayer was quite amazing. And to cut a long story short, we at this particular time, she's still on her journey, if you like, her spiritual journey, but she's debt free. She doesn't have that pain and worry about finance, and that's just a sensational answer to prayer.
That's great. Thanks for that. I'm sure there's lots of other stories
there
as
are.
well, Tim, and there's lots of stories from lots of churches. But how can churches get involved, and how can churches help with the CAP process?
Yeah, it's really, really easy for the church to get involved with CAP. And the starting point is just sign up for our budgeting course. Run the budgeting course through your church. It's so simple. You just need to find a few folks in your congregation. They don't necessarily need to be financial gurus. They just have to have a heart to reach the lost and reach people in their community and to help people out. You can sign up today. We have another training day for facilitators coming up in October, and you can see me just out at the resource stand today, and I'll give you some material that you can get your church signed up. But the impact that you're going to have in your community, just as Dave's having up in Castlemaine, when they purposely go to the community to do something. And that's what CAP is all about. We want your congregations to be good financial people and, understanding how to manage their finances well, but we want you going to the community. We want you to go and meet them where they're at. Run the CAP Money course at the local school. Run it at the community hall. Run it where they are at. And then all of a sudden we start breaking down these preconceived ideas that the community have about the church, because we went and met them first, and we loved them, and we loved them, and we loved them. And all of a sudden they start going, hey, would you tell us more about this God that you keep telling us about? And we get the opportunity to pray for them. And like I said, who knows? Those people might come to faith simply because we went and met the need first. It's really simple to get signed up for CAP Money. We're offering a pretty incredible discount. You get about $100 off the registration fee if you sign up today. But come and have a chat with me. We want to get your people trained. We want you to impact your community in a greater way.
Thanks for that. One challenge that we could be praying for one community?
I think Duncan got 2 requests, so I'm going to squeeze 2 requests into Paul, if that's okay. So I think one for me is certainly increased awareness of CAP in our eastern suburbs community. I think typically people would accept that it's quite affluent. There's money around, but actually because of pride and other things, there are people hurting in the eastern suburbs with money. So I think that's one awareness, and I think boldness for us as a church with regards to identifying and talking to people in the community about our cap money courses. I think there's some fantastic opportunity for us there too.
Excellent. Thanks for that. We're committing to pray for you about those things. Mark and Tim, thanks so much, and I know you'll be a friendly face in a conversation over lunch or some other time today. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Paul.